The Gurkhas have a storied history spanning over 2 centuries, marked by bravery, loyalty, and exceptional skill in battle. Known for their motto, "Better to die than to be a coward," these soldiers from Nepal have been renowned worldwide, especially as part of the British Army. Here is a detailed account of their history. 1. Origins in Nepal. Term Gurkha comes from the town of Gurkha in western Nepal, where the kingdom of Gurkha was based. Prithvi Narayan Shah, the king of Gurkha, unified the small Himalayan kingdoms into what is now modern Nepal in the mid-18th century. The Gurkha warriors were feared for their exceptional martial skills, loyalty, and the use of the kukri, a curved knife, which later became their symbol. 2. The Anglo-Nepalese War 1814–1816. In the early 19th century, the British East India Company sought to expand its influence, leading to the Anglo-Nepalese War between 1814 and 1816. The British were taken aback by the fierce resistance and exceptional bravery of the Gurkha soldiers. Despite their relatively small numbers and limited resources, the Gurkhas successfully held off British forces in numerous battles. However, after 2 years of fighting, the Gurkhas eventually signed the Shogoli Treaty in 1816, which ended the war. Impressed by the Gurkhas' courage and combat skills, the British decided to start recruiting them into their own army. This marked the beginning of the Gurkhas' long association with the British military. 3. The beginning of Gurkha service in the British Army. British East India Company began recruiting Gurkhas shortly after the Shogoli Treaty. These Nepalese soldiers proved invaluable in policing British India and fighting in various conflicts across the empire. The British formed several regiments, which became known as the Gurkha Rifles. Over time, Gurkha regiments became an essential part of British colonial forces, revered for their discipline, loyalty, and combat effectiveness. 4. Gurkha involvement in major wars. Indian Rebellion of 1857. During the Indian Rebellion of 1857, also known as the First War of Indian Independence, the Gurkhas remained loyal to the British and played a crucial role in suppressing the uprising. Their dedication during this period solidified their reputation within the British Empire. World War I 1914–1918. During World War I, over 200,000 Gurkhas were deployed in British campaigns across France, Gallipoli, Mesopotamia, and Palestine. Their bravery in the trenches and in difficult terrains made them one of the most reliable units in the British Army. Approximately 20,000 Gurkhas were killed or wounded during the war, and many received medals for their service. World War II 1939–1945. In World War II, the Gurkhas served in North Africa, Italy, Greece, and Burma, Myanmar, where they fought against Japanese forces in challenging jungle conditions. Around 250,000 Gurkhas were deployed, with approximately 32,000 casualties. Their efforts in defending British territories in Asia helped secure key victories, and several Gurkhas were awarded the prestigious Victoria Cross for their acts of gallantry. 5. Post-war era and independence movements. After India gained independence in 1947, the British Army restructured its forces, including the Gurkha regiments. The tripartite agreement between Nepal, India, and the United Kingdom allowed Gurkhas to serve in both the British and Indian armies, splitting the Gurkha units between the two countries, while 6 regiments joined the Indian Army. 4 Gurkha regiments were retained by the British Army. The Gurkhas continued to serve with distinction in post-colonial conflicts, including the Malayan Emergency 1948–1960, where they played a significant role in jungle warfare against communist insurgents, and the Borneo Confrontation 1962–1966 against Indonesia. In both conflicts, Gurkhas proved instrumental, and their reputation for bravery and jungle warfare expertise grew. 6. The Falklands War 1982. The Gurkhas' involvement in the Falklands War marked one of their most famous post-colonial contributions to the British Army. Although they did not see extensive combat, their presence in the South Atlantic as part of the British task force contributed to morale and demonstrated the global reach of the Gurkha service. The Argentine forces were reportedly intimidated by the prospect of facing Gurkhas in battle. 7. Modern conflicts and peacekeeping. Missions in recent decades, Gurkhas have been deployed in several modern conflicts and peacekeeping operations. Bosnia 1990s. Gurkhas were deployed as part of NATO peacekeeping forces during the Balkan conflicts. Afghanistan and Iraq 2000s. The British Gurkhas played a critical role in operations in both Afghanistan and Iraq, demonstrating their adaptability to modern warfare. UN peacekeeping. Gurkhas have been part of several UN peacekeeping missions worldwide, showcasing their skills and maintaining global peace. 8. The Kukri and Gurkha culture. With Kukri, the signature curved knife carried by Gurkhas, is not only a weapon, but also a symbol of their heritage, representing strength and resilience. A unique aspect of Gurkha culture is the close-knit nature of their communities and the values of loyalty, honor, and self-discipline they bring to their service. 9. The campaign for equal rights. For many years, Gurkhas fought for equal pay, pensions, and rights as British soldiers. In 2009, after decades of campaigning, British Gurkha veterans won a historic legal battle granting them the right to settle in the UK with their families and access to equal benefits. The Gurkha Justice Campaign, led by celebrities and supporters, highlighted the sacrifices of Gurkha soldiers and brought global attention to their cause. 10. Legacy and current role of Gurkhas today. Gurkhas remain an integral part of the British Army, serving in the Brigade of Gurkhas. They continue to undergo one of the toughest selection processes in the world, ensuring that only the most resilient candidates are selected. These soldiers participate in a range of roles, from combat operations to ceremonial duties, and their reputation as elite warriors remains strong. Impact and global recognition. The legacy of the Gurkhas is marked by unwavering bravery, loyalty, and professionalism. Many consider them among the world's finest soldiers, and their history is celebrated in both Nepal and the UK. Their contributions have earned them high respect among British, Indian, and international military communities, and they remain an enduring symbol of courage in military history. From the battlefields of colonial India to modern peacekeeping missions, the Gurkhas have left an indelible mark on military history, embodying the values of discipline, resilience. The Gurkha story continues to inspire, representing a legacy that transcends borders and cultures.